Yeah, it was unexpected, Elizabeth. It's more activity at the house than we've seen in probably over a week. It kind of came out of nowhere. You mentioned it. These SUVs showed up, clearly law enforcement. I've confirmed that at least one of the people who was here was a Pima County homicide detective, but they pulled in, they got out. There were several people in suits, not in police uniforms, but in suits. They walked around the side of the house. They walked to the back of the house. We saw them because we had our drone up. They went into the guest house at one point. There was someone wearing gloves. Then they went back into the main house. But perhaps and you can see the group of them right there, Elizabeth. But what I found to be the most interesting is there was this one very, very darked out SUV. You couldn't see through the windows because they were so tinted, that pulled up in the middle of the convoy and went into the garage. They opened the garage door, the SUV pulled into the garage, and then they closed the door. And they were all inside the house for about an hour. Then the door opened for the garage and the SUV pulled out, and they left kind of in a hurry. And we tried to look. You can see that's the SUV there, Elizabeth, that pulled into the garage. We tried to look in the windows just to see who it was. They were clearly trying to keep us from seeing who was in the car. That's why they went into the garage, but we weren't able to see. And then they sped off, Elizabeth.
All right, Brian Entin outside Nancy Guthrie's home, where, my gosh, this vigil and this wait goes on for any lead or any information. Let's bring in our law enforcement experts now. NewsNation's Tracy Walder is a former CIA officer and FBI special agent, and Jeffrey Halstead is the retired police chief for Fort Worth, Texas, and a former commander of the Phoenix PD. Great to have both of you here. Tracy, I want to talk about this continued speculation about this new photo. There's a lot of speculation. There's a lot of confusion. Why did the FBI release the photo without clarifying when it was taken? This all feels very, very unusual.
They released the photo because it was perhaps a different angle or a different look at the suspect. But you are right, this definitely creates a lot of confusion, because if you remember, they had originally, I think it was a week and a half or 2 weeks ago, asked residents to provide Ring doorbell camera footage from several weeks prior to this happening. And so I'm wondering if they got that date from this picture, although obviously I have no concrete information to support that. But it really would help, I guess, maybe ease the community's fears, whether or not this was targeted or if this was some random attack.
Yeah, you bring up a good point, Tracy, because they had asked specifically for ring cam video going back for the entire month of January, but then they asked specifically for everybody to check on January 11th, which has fed the speculation, as well as sources are reaching out, and not just to NewsNation, to other news organizations too, to say that that second image that was released that shows this man without a backpack and without a gun was from a different night, which would suggest that there was some casing going on of the house.
100%. I mean, I have said this from the very first day that we had discussed this, and that I believe that this was obviously very targeted, and that this wasn't their first time to the home. Yes, I understand them covering the Ring doorbell camera with the brush is a little bit primitive, but at the same time, I think that this person, at least for a month or so, had been looking at a pattern of life and a pattern of activity at this home before really deciding on that date.
Jeffrey, the sheriff has only said that, quote, any suggestion that the photographs were taken on different days is purely speculative. Because you're a former police chief, police rarely reveal everything they know in an investigation like this. But what do you make of that statement by the Pima County Sheriff? It's vague.
It is vague, and it was probably vague for a reason. I think you are right. There was more information about that photo that they did not want to release. It could be back to the timeline you stated of January 11th. But I think any of us, whether you're law enforcement or not, you can see that there is a little bit different appearance from both of those photographs, both in the suspect's appearance, demeanor, and lighting as well. So I think there are distinctively different dates. But I think the response of being speculative was just the sheriff protecting some other intelligence that he could not release at the time.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.